evening and welcome to Sports Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network. My name is Kingsley Emmanuel and I'm very, very happy to be here this evening to bring you up to speed with the latest revolving round the world of sports. It's going to be an abridged version of the show as, of course, we try as much as we can to bring you that, encounter between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and Benin Republic. Of course, the game is ongoing. Not a very good one, of course, from the Super Eagles of Nigeria, as they are currently losing against Benin Republic by 2-1, as it says. Of course, I'm not alone in the studio. I have Emmanuel Michael, and we're going to be taking a look at, the first performance for the Super Eagles of Nigeria against Benin Republic in that particular game ongoing at the moment. Michael, good evening to you and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening to you, Kingsley, and good evening to our viewers out there.
All right, it's really an abysmal one, a boring first half performance, if you ask me, for the Super Eagles of Nigeria against Benin Republic. This is not what so many Nigerians expected, after that outing against the Bafana of South Africa at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in the Yobo. I don't know, what is your assessment of the performance of the Eagles in the first half of the encounter?
Well, I think my assessment for the Super Eagles it has been very, very poor for them. I expected the Super Eagles to come out gun blazing after that abysmal display against South Africa here in Uyo. And looking at the dicey situation, we find ourselves in the group, seated fifth on the log with just 3 points to show for it. I expected them to come out gun blazing against Benin Republic. Two, we have the advantage against Benin Republic because Benin Republic, they are playing away from their home. So we may want to say it is a neutral ground. And then Nigeria, the Super Eagles is a little bit familiar with this ground because they played their game out there. In the last African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast, this was one of the stadiums which they actually played their game, and the hotels to which they lost is actually very close to this very stadium. So invariably, it means that Nigeria should have been the team presumed to be playing at home. Because they are very familiar with that very ground compared to Benin Republic, who did not play there in the last African Cup of Nations. So I think the performance of Super Eagles in the first, I think for me, is quite disappointing. After taking the lead in the 20-something minutes, courtesy of that goal from Rafael Onyedika, we allowed them to equalize with a very cheap goals, very, very cheap goal per se. I think that defense line of Calvin Bass actually goofed in that defense, and that is why the Benin Republic had to capitalize and punished us with the equalizer. The second goal, a corner kick which we could not manage to deal with, and fortunately they just tapped it in, made it look very, very easy. I think for me, building up to this game, I did not even expect Benin Republic to even get a goal against the Super Eagles. But looking at what we played so far in the first half, I think for me, I'm very disappointed. There is need for Finidi George to think outside the box right now, what he's going to do in the second half to change this ugly narrative. Because I tell you, if he continue with this pattern of play in the second half, I don't see us getting any positive result out here. But then I think there's still much time in the second half for Finidi George to look into his bench and be able to make the right substitution at the right time that is going to change the course of this game. We still have the likes of Boniface on the bench out there, and Kelechi and some other good player out there on the bench. So I expect Coach Finidi George to do the needful, though. In the last game where he got that bashes from Nigerians, he said that we should allow him do his job. And we're allowing him to do the job. But like I said last Monday, that Finidi George would definitely be judged after the game this evening. For me, I think I'm quite disappointed. Allowing Benin Republic to score 2 goals, leading us 2-1 in the first half, I think is the height of the embarrassment in terms of our performance so far.
All right. That's the situation of things at the moment, for Super Eagles of Nigeria against the Benin Republic. 2-1 in favor of Benin Republic down there in Ivory Coast, and it's really abysmal outing if you want to sit down there, of course, for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But Michael, let's take a look at the starting lineup for Finidi George. In this one, a lot of persons actually complained of him introducing on Onuachu in the first game, but this time he decided to do without the man in this one, starting the likes of Terry Murphy and starting up somewhere Chukwueze didn't start, the last encounter. I don't know what you make of, the little changes we saw in the starting lineup in this one.
I think for me, it's taking too much risk. You can't be doing this kind of experiment in the World Cup qualifying game, especially looking at the situation where you find yourself. You are doing an experiment. You played one man up front against South Africa. It didn't work out. In South Africa, you played only one man up front, which is Paul Onuachu. Many persons actually complained because throughout the duration, Paul Onuachu just had one shot on target via that cross from Lukman Ademola, which he nodded, and the keeper, had no problem in, saving that very well. Only one shot as a striker. Majority of the time that he was there in the pitch, we discovered that he was turning his back against the post instead of facing the post. And the one man up front did not work in the second game. In the first game against South Africa. You are deploying the same. Why not make a tactical substitution, make a tactical reject, possibly play 4-4-2 formation?